Yo, what is good, everybody? I'm your boy Jadiro, and this is my weapon guide for Hunting Horn in Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, do you like Guitar Hero? Do you like memory games? Well, I got the weapon for you. Let's get into the basics. Now, Hunting Horn has three different attacks. We have our triangle or Y attack. We have our circle or B attack. And then we have our triangle and circle together to give us another attack. And we can use any of these attacks twice in a row to do basic combinations. For instance, triangle, triangle. Then we have circle, circle. And then we have triangle and circle at the same time. Boom. And that's probably our strongest attack with Hunting Horn. Now we'll put a translation between PS5 and Xbox up on the screen for you guys so you guys can see all these combos and know what I'm talking about when I say it. And if you haven't noticed already, we're getting these melody notes in our top left-hand corner of the screen. So every time we do an attack, for every different attack, we get a different set of notes. And every time we do a certain combination of notes, we get to do a different combo. Now, if you look at the top right-hand side of the screen, we have our melody combo list. That's what I'm going to call it for this video, the melody combos. And these melody combos provide us buffs once we hit R2 with the Hunting Horn. Now, for instance, let's start off with self-improvement. Self-improvement is the first combo on our melody combo list. And we can perform that simply by pushing triangle, triangle, or YY. Beautiful. You can see we have self-improvement loaded on our melody bar on the top left. And now that we have self-improvement loaded up on our melody bar in the top left, we can hit R2 or R1 on Xbox and we can perform our melody. And once we hit R2, there you go. You can see that self-improvement is now highlighted in yellow. And what that means is we have the self-improvement buff active now. Now I'm going to show you guys a quick tip here. If you guys are wondering like, oh my gosh, what are these buffs? Because these buffs differ for every Hunting Horn that you use. All you have to simply do is hit start to figure out what those are. So there is a Hunting Horn glossary. Just go to info, then go to play guide on the settings menu, and then go to weapon controls. Under weapon controls, go to Hunting Horn. As you can see here, we'll select it. And then we have tabs and tabs and tabs that explain the Hunting Horn more in depth. So self-improvement, like I said, is universal across all Hunting Horns. This is the only one that will never change. And what self-improvement does is it increases our movement speed. And it'll also raise our attack power and prevent our attacks from being deflected. Now, what's cool about this is that we could stack our buffs twice. So there's two layers to the stacks of every buff. So we can play self-improvement again. Then we perform it. Boom, and it turns purple. Now, a cool thing about the Hunting Horn is we could also line up multiple buffs. So let's line up our two other melody combos, Attack Up L and Earplugs S. Now, this is just an example. You could stack up to 3 melodies at any time to perform. So we're going to start with Attack Up L. Big damage. All right, now we have Attack Up L loaded in our melody bar. Now we're going to do Earplugs S. Okay, perfect. Now we have Earplugs S and Attack Up L loaded up. And why not? Let's also load up Environmental Damage Negated. Okay, now we have all 3 melody combos loaded up. All we have to simply do is perform it. And how we do that again is by hitting R2 or R1 on Xbox. And we repeat it, and we can repeat it 3 times because we have 3 melodies stacked up. So now you can see they're all coded in yellow, which means we have the first layer of those combos. Now, instead of having to proc the buff again by doing the melody over again, we can jump straight to purple without having to go to the yellow tier first. And how we do that is something called ENCORE, which you can see on the screen, which is triangle and circle, or Y and B. So let's stack up self-improvement, earplugs, and environmental damage negated. Okay, here comes our earplugs. And environmental damage negated. Okay, now we have all 3 buffs stacked up, ready to be performed on our hunting horn. So all we do is you simply hit R2 3 times in a row. And on the last one here now, we hit triangle and circle at the same time. Boom, encore. And as you can see, we jump straight to purple tier. And purple, again, is the second layer of the buff. So we're getting the maximum benefit of the buff. And this is simply just the best way to do damage with the hunting horn. You don't want to have to wait and perform your piece and have to get those layers from yellow to purple. You simply just want to go straight to purple. Now, guys, you don't always have to have 3 melodies loaded up. You could simply do self-improvement, perform it, and then encore it. Some quick damage, just in case you need to get out of dodge because you're fighting a real monster. Now, another thing I want to mention here is you can get little attacks in if you keep spamming R2 while you're performing, just like this. So we perform, he swings there, swings again, little love tap, and another one. Perfect. All right, here's another quick tip I wanted to mention before we move on to the next segment. I know it seems like a lot, but again, it is like a memory game, and once you learn it, you won't forget it. Now, there's a couple ways that you could shortcut with the hunting horn when performing combos. So for instance, let's do self-improvement. So we have 2 notes loaded up. Now we can use the last note as the first note in our next combo. So let's say we wanted to follow up self-improvement with attack up L. We won't have to hit Y or the purple note. We could simply proceed with circle or the red note without having to hit the purple note first. I know it sounds complicated, but what we're doing is we're piggybacking off of the purple note from self-improvement, if that makes sense. So I can simply hit circle, then triangle and circle, and then Y again, and we have attack up L. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing your combos. You don't have to do the full melody combo. You can piggyback off of the last note of the previous combo. Now for the hunting horn, there's also something called a HILT stab. And how HILT stab works is after any combo or any input, we can hold back on the input stick and hit triangle, circle, or the combination of triangle and circle, and we'll get HILT stab. We can only perform HILT stab after doing a previous input. So we can't start the combo with HILT stab. So in the case of attack up L, we can hit triangle, then hold back and circle, and then we get that red note that we need as a quick attack to add to our combo. And then we can follow up again with triangle and circle, and then hold back and Y for another HILT stab for the purple note. So these are all ways to marginally get a quicker combo. Again, these aren't necessary. You're probably going to be likely just swinging your hunting horn like a madman in order to get those buffs. But I thought I'd mention these as quick tips for you guys to try and learn the hunting horn a lot better. And again, I want to mention one more time for you guys, go over to your play guide, go over to your weapon controls, and again, you can look over anything I've discussed here for the hunting horn. And why I wanted to mention this again is because for every different hunting horn, you get a different set of melody combos. So if you're ever unsure of what those melody combos do, you can go to this hunting horn glossary and see it there. Now moving on, I want to talk about the special unique combos for every different hunting horn. As you can see in the far right corner, I'll put an arrow there to show you where it is, we have special unique hunting horn combos. And again, this will differ for every different hunting horn that you use. But we have something called Echo Wave, which will give us a blast effect. Some will do water, some will do fire. You get the gist. Now this is just another cool way to put an additional combo melody into your melody bar. So here we go, Echo Wave Blast, and it does blast damage. So that's the cool thing about it. Don't forget that encore. Beautiful. And what you could do is you can line up a triple Echo Wave Blast in your melody bar. So if the monster's ever down, knocked out, or stunned, this is a great time to line this up. And let's look at that damage. Don't forget to spam R2 so you get that extra little hit in. Perfect. And then we'll finish off with an encore. Beautiful. Now we also have something called offset melody. Now this changes based on the hunting horn you're using too. So let's go back to that player's guide. Let's go to the weapon controls here and let's scroll over to, there they are, special performances. Now there's three different types. We have offset melody, which is what we're going to showcase. Then we have resounding melody, and then we have melody of life. But as for the hunting horn that we're using today, we're going to do the offset melody. Now the offset melody isn't like our other combos. This is simply a unique combo to this hunting horn, and it does a big wind-up home run swing. And how we perform that is by hitting R2, triangle, and circle at the same time. So we hold it for a bit. I think we have about 5 seconds here before it releases. And it's just a big swing. Now you can also release your offset melody instantly if you want. And an instant cast looks like this. Beautiful. This is a great way when a monster's charging at you or doing some weird animation. If you can catch them in the air or charging at you, this will knock them back and knock them down for sure. Now I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys not every hunting horn is made equally. As you can see here, we have self-improvement, which again is universal, but you can see our other melody combos are different. And the echo wave simply just changes the elemental damage, but the resounding melody is more unique to the hunting horn. And this is what resounding melody looks like. Boom, big damage. And here we have more of a support hunting horn that doesn't come with the offset special melody, but has the melody of life. And this is what melody of life looks like. It's just a massive heal for your whole team. Beautiful. Now the next section we want to talk about here is our echo bubbles. If you hit start, you can see it on the right hand side. I'll put an arrow to indicate where that is. Every echo bubble is different based on the hunting horn that you're using. And how we perform echo bubble is simply by hitting R2 and X at the same time. Perfect. And we can put 3 down at any given time. And if you look where our melody bar is, which is where our notes go, you'll see 3 little circles, and that indicates how many echo bubbles we can put down and when they're off a cooldown. And this particular echo bubble regenerates our life. And again, we can go over to the player's guide here, we can go to our weapon controls, and we can see exactly what that means on the hunting horn. Under the echo bubble effects, you can see here we have health regeneration. It gradually recovers our health. And again, this will change based on the hunting horn that you're using. And we switch back to our main weapon here. Just want to show you again, it changes. Echo bubble is evasion and movement speed now. So let's get those echo bubbles up right around the monster. I want to show you guys some cool things. So as you see, when we proc it, we do damage. Cool. And also, while we're dealing damage to a monster, it also does additional damage. So we're getting about 9 damage for every echo bubble that we have active while doing damage. So not only do echo bubbles give us certain buffs, but they also deal damage. And we don't have to be right up on the monster to do damage. We could actually perform our combos outside of combat, and our echo bubbles will do the damage for us, as you can see. Now again, the monster isn't always going to be sitting right in front of you and not moving, so please be strategic on where you place these. My best advice is when you're using the echo bubbles is either use it once the monster has relocated. You know, sometimes when you're fighting the monster and you've done enough damage, they like to relocate. That's when you want to place those echo bubbles, is once you get to that new relocated spot the monster's moved to. Now I know this is a little bit of a longer video, guys, but we have one more thing to talk about here with the hunting horn. Now the last thing I want to talk about here for the hunting horn is the focus mode. Now, I talked about this in my last video, but you can go to the options, then you can go over to your control tab here, and you go over to the second page, we scroll down to our melee weapons. Now, you have the option to either hold down L2 to activate focus mode, or you can simply toggle it on and off by hitting L2. I prefer the toggle on mode. This way, I don't have to worry about holding down L2 while I'm in combat. So we draw our weapon, and then we hit L2, and now we've toggled on focus mode. And we can do our focus mode strike, which is called refurb. Sick. So the cool thing about our focus strike here is once we're in the focus strike animation where we're jamming out, we can play additional notes to load up on our combo melody bar. So for instance, I could focus strike and then load up self-improvement twice. Pretty cool. And we can also load up things like our special melody combos. Now, what kind of weapon guide would this be if I didn't talk about our secret? You could also do your combos while on your secret. and perform them. It looks so cool. Perfect. Now, I feel like that's everything I wanted to go over for the hunting horn for now. Now, there are some other nitpicky combos that you can do, but I don't want to go into that right now. Let's go on to some gameplay and hunt a monster. All right, guys, here we go. The Chatacabra, no Chupacabra jokes this time. If you guys want to see me hunt a different monster, please let me know down in the comments. I know I'm rocking some pretty elite gear, but I'm really trying to leave spoilers out of the game for everyone, at least for like another week. But let me know if you guys want to see me hunt another monster. But here we are. Let's get into some hunting horn shenanigans. All right, cool. So he's like, oh, try not to get hit. I really don't like getting hit because it really could screw us up here. Just going to get some self-improvement going. Then I'm going to try and line up our attack plus. Even if we don't hit him, it's all good. Because our notes play whether we hit them or not. Just trying to figure out his pattern at this time. So there we go. We got some self-improvement again. Oh, we got hit. That's okay. I don't know why attack plus didn't line up there. Let's try that again. Cool. Never seen that move before. All right, now we got attack plus. Cool. Let's get some earplugs now. Boom, knocked them over. Again, that triangle and circle is our strongest attack. Let's get some earplugs. Now let's hit him with the melody. And we hit him with the encore. Boom, big damage. Does not like it. Let's go in the focus mode here to see if we've wounded him yet. Yes, we have. He's got a wound on his arm there. Let's get into it. And let's line up maybe, yeah, do some offset melody. So that's loaded up right now. And now I want to try and get Echo Wave going. Let's go ahead one more time. Perfect. Let's give him some more offset melodies here. Not offset melodies, sorry. Our performance. Perfect. We're going to hit him with the focus strike. Boom. Now we're going to baseball swing. Boom! Offset melody. See how much damage we could do there? That was a huge swing. That rocked him. Gotta get out of the way. I always get stuck in that animation. You gotta be very careful with those overhead attacks because you can get stuck in that animation and he does big damage to you. Again, this is a higher rank Chatacabra. This is not the same one you saw in my Dual Blades video. This is the new and improved. Alright. Echo Wave Blast. Beautiful. Let's maybe load up a couple of those or earplugs again. Even just for the... just to have the melody bar filled. Okay, we just need a circle here. Boom. Okay, we have a pretty good bar. I'm going to try and like just focus him down like this. Oh. Our kitty cat put him to sleep. That's all good. Wakey, wakey. Alright, we got another one. One more. With the encore. Oh, he's going to do a big attack here. Don't want to be in the way for that. But he's got other wounds, so we're going to just keep capitalizing on his wounds, right? Yeah. This guy does not like the hunting horn. I'll put the echo bubbles down again if he chooses to move. But right now, I'm just trying to focus on slaying him. Boom, there we go. Attack up L. Yeah, let's do that. We need that back. Now you can see we only have 2 combos loaded up right now. But still, if we perform that encore, we get the big buffs. So we skip that yellow layer, and we go straight to the purple layer. I think we almost got him here. Should be almost dead. It's about halfway, I think. This would actually be a great time to put down these echo bubbles. It's probably going to move now, though, as soon as I put them down. Let's hit him with the weak spot. Load it all up. Knocked him down again. Boom. He's getting tired. Almost there. We got the skull over the head. No rhyme or reason. Just going for it here, guys. Oh, he's running away. All right, let's get our chocobo. And again, we'll be right back after these messages. All right, our frog guy has fallen asleep here. Let's wake him up. Back asleep with the palico weapon. We're going to hit him with the super melodies here. Boom. And done. So there we have it, the hunting horn weapon guide for Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, I know this is a little bit longer of a video, guys, but I really wanted to sink in what the hunting horn can do. There's a lot to memorize, but once you memorize it, it's like riding a bike. But as always, guys, feel free to let me know down in the comments if there's anything you guys want to see me do or improve on, or if there's anything you want me to leave out of my videos. Anywho, that does it for me. I'm your boy Jadiro. Sign out for now. Peace.